Yeah.
Get in with me.
Brian didn't need to be told twice. As he eagerly climbed in to join the boy in the tub, Stewie giggled as he removed Brian's collar so it wouldn't get wet.
Jeez, Brian, a little eager, aren't we?
Brian pulled the child into his lap. His cock settling in the crack of Stewie's ass as he whispered huskily, "You have no idea."
That's pretty husky.
Tell me about it, man. Another kiss ensued, but this time it was gentler, but still no less passionate. The dog held the boy tight as they explored each other's mouths. Stewie's hands began to wander through Brian's snow-white fur as the dog slowly stroked the spine of his back. They broke apart again, and the boy collapsed into the dog's embrace.
How long have you wanted this?
Brian was caught off guard by the question. He took a moment to think it over before settling on the answer he knew in his heart to be true. Lifting Stewie up by the chin, he looked into the baby's eyes. "I've always wanted this." Stewie blushed. He never could have imagined Brian being this lovey-dovey with him. He smirked.
Pedophile.
Brian laughed. "Only with you, kid."
Oh God! Shut the fuck up! Stop it.
Oh.
Wait, you didn't give us a laugh.
Oh, I meant a laugh. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Stewie pushed Brian until he was up against the back of the tub.
You're damn right. Only with me.
He pulled the dog into another fierce kiss as he began to grind himself against the fur-covered stomach. Brian let Stewie have his way with him as he considered how far he should go. Should he just go ahead and fuck Stewie?
Why not? Why not? I mean,
We've
there's
came this
totally
fucking
nothing wrong
far.
with this.
He didn't want to hurt the tyke, and he had no idea if he could even fit. Could he even hold himself back? Brian thrust upward against the child's rear. Stewie pushed himself down roughly against the dog's crotch, causing Brian to moan into their kiss. Brian wasn't going to ruin this moment for anything. There would be plenty of time for experimentation later, but for now this friction was enough. He began thrusting back and forth, the warm soapy water acting as a lubricant. There'll be plenty of time for Stewie's own thrusting oh my god. Stewie's own thrusting eventually fell in sync with Brian's as he worked his backside against the dog's cock. Brian responded by pulling the child in closer. Their bodies fit so perfectly together. Dogs and kids fit like a jigsaw piece, you know. Fuck. Stewie continued to hump into Brian while making sure to tend to the needs of his lover.
Oh.
Brian's thrusts began to quicken as he broke away from their kiss. Oh, Stewie.
Brian.
Their rapid grinding was sloshing the water about loudly, but they didn't care. They had each other, and that's all that they would ever need. Even if the family came barging in at this very moment, there was no way that they would let this end. Brian's thrusts became frantic. He began to let out a primal whine.
Oh God.
He was so desperate. Stewie stopped what he was doing and placed... Stewie placed his finger over the dog's lips.
Oh God, I've been dreading this moment. Shh, it's okay. Let your good friend Stewie take care of you.
Stewie climbed off of Brian's lap and sat between the dog's legs. He gently took a hold with both hands of the penis in front of him and began working it up and down. Brian laid his head back against the wall and allowed his tongue to hang out of his mouth as he began to pant. Stewie's hands felt great. The child was proud of his ability to reduce Brian to such a state. He laughed a little as he sped up.
All kinds of ducks. God damn it. Does that feel good, boy? You like that, huh? I said it, okay? Never looking back.
Brian could barely speak. Mr. Stewie. The dog began to thrust into the boy's hands. He was so close. He just needed a little more. But just when he was about to finish, Stewie stopped. Brian let out another whine, but it quickly turned into another moan when he felt his cock enter in Stewie's mouth. His paws instinctively grabbed onto Stewie's head, bobbing it up and down. The baby's tongue began to experimentally lick the underside of the shaft. Brian did all that he could to keep from thrusting wildly into Stewie's mouth. I'm not enjoying this. This is weird. The pleasure was, this definitely tops all the others in terms of fucked upness.
Fucked upness.
Fucked up others. The pleasure was quickly overwhelming him. He knew he couldn't last much longer. Stewie, I'm gonna come. The child bobbed his head faster while he reached down to massage Brian's balls.
There's no coming back from this.
Nope. This is an all-time low.
Yeah.
Hoping to relieve his love, Brian held on for a couple more seconds before shooting his seed into the boy's mouth.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
If anyone asks, no matter how many times they show this video to me, I'm gonna deny that this ever happened.
The
that
FBI
this thing ever existed.
are like on the way to bust down my fucking door right now. I swear to God. There was a lot of it. More than Stewie had expected. He tried to take it in, but it leaked out of the corners of his mouth. He began to choke, so he released Brian's member and swallowed what he had. Brian shot off a couple more spurts that landed on Stewie's chest. Before his orgasm tapered off, he was spent. Stewie cleaned up the last of the cum before climbing back into Brian's lap and resting his head on the dog's chest. Brian's arms encircled the infant and he kissed the baby's forehead.
Infant?
Thanks, kid. Now it's your turn.
God, just stop calling him kid. It's just so weird.
Brian picked the child up by the arms and brought Stewie's little knead into his mouth. The boy gasped as his penis was engulfed into moist heat. His toes curled in satisfaction.
God damn it. They just keep giving me these things to say. And they
don't
don't get better. They don't get better. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, Brian.
At least it can't get worse than this, dude. It cannot get worse than this.
Nah, yeah. Probably
The
not.
dog... No. The dog sucked and licked like a madman, determined to return the favour Stewie had given to him. The baby got...
Like the critically acclaimed show Mad Men. That sucked.
The baby began to writhe in the air, unable to escape the confines of the canine's mouth. He never knew it was possible to feel as good. Brian wrapped his tongues... His tongues?
Yeah, multiple
Wow.
tongues.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Brian wrapped...
Congratulations.
Good dog. Brian wrapped his tongue around the tiny member, and Stewie let out a high-pitched squeal of approval.
Oh god, fucking A.
He began babbling. Coherent thought... Fuck's sake. Coherent thought had left him as the incredible feelings Brian awakened within him took over.
Babbling.
The infant continued to flail in the air, and Brian was proud of himself for being able to get this kind of reaction from Stewie.
I
wasn't-
pictured a freaking wacky waving inflatable arm flailing version of Stewie. It's like
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up.
It wasn't long before Stewie came.
Oh fucking god. Ah! wait.
Amazing.
Okay.
Brian felt Stewie's Oh. I can't bring myself to do this.
I almost had that a relapse of the moment where you like made me like spew soda through my nose.
What a wonderful moment. Brian felt Stewie's penis spasm in his mouth before the boy collapsed into his arms, completely exhausted. The dog brought the baby back down into their embrace, allowing Stewie to cuddle against him.
Baby backwards.
Do not do this. No. Stop. No. They stayed that way for several minutes before Stewie finally broke the silence.
Fucking Christ. Ah!
We're nearly done. We're nearly there.
I knew you'd be a wonderful lover, Brian.
The baby looked up at the dog and placed a weak kiss against the other's lips. Brian slowly stood up, taking care to not slip and fall, and stepped out of the tub with Stewie in tow. With a pull of the plug, the water, soap, and semen mixture flushed itself down the drain. Brian was soaked. He needed to dry his fur. After wrapping Stewie in a towel, he set the boy down, and the child began drying himself off. Brian walked over to the counter and grabbed the blow dryer. He made quick work of drying himself off before grabbing a clean diaper and going to tend Stewie. No words were exchanged as he put the diaper on the boy, but they were both smiling. After grabbing the pajamas, Brian helped Stewie slip into them after allowing the child to bun them up himself. The dog picked up the baby and made to leave, but was stopped by the child.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Well, this is probably the least suggestive line. Don't forget your collar.
Stewie yawned as he spoke, and his eyelids began to get heavy. Brian turned around, grabbed his collar, and placed it into the child's hand. How about you hold on to it tonight? The boy clutched to the collar protectively against his chest and let out another yawn. Perfect. Brian left the bathroom and made his way to the baby's room. Once inside, he walked over to Stewie's crib. Stewie's crib.
This is MTV Crib. My name is Stewie. Welcome to MTV Cribs.
He walked over to Stewie's crib and placed the child gently onto the mattress. He looked around the room until he located Stewie's bed and placed it in the crib with him. After covering the infant with his blanket and placing a chest kiss on his forehead, Brian saw Stewie's eyes open slightly to look at him.
Yeah, fucking whatever. I love you, Brian. I love you.
The dog smiled down at the boy. I love you too, Stewie. The child smiled and allowed himself to drift off into slumber. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian turned off the light before he left the room. He made his way downstairs to find Peter still watching the A-Team with Lois sitting next to him on the couch. You were Lois, I believe.
Yeah, I was. Thank you, Brian. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble. I'm closing my nose, by the way.
Okay.
You were up there for a while. I know how much trouble Stewie can be.
I was wondering the secret to doing that voice. No.
I didn't do it last time.
Impressive. Nice.
Thank you.
Brian looked over at Lois with a plastic smile. Oh, he was no trouble. We just lost track of time whilst we were playing in the bath.
Shut the fuck up.
So fucked up. Lois nodded. Lois nodded, satisfied, completely unaware of what all had went on upstairs. Brian gave an exaggerated stretch.
It's pretty exaggerated.
Well, I'm dog tired. I'll see you 2 in the morning.
It's funny because he's a dog!
Amazing wordplay. Lois replied without even looking at him.
Okay, Brian, good night. I just fucking don't care. I lost the voice. I don't give a shit anymore.
With that, Brian rushed up the stairs to join his partner in bed. He had a feeling things were about to get a whole lot better for him. Okay, So I'm gonna move to Mexico. I'm gonna change my name. I'm gonna get a new haircut. I'm gonna take a 6-hour shower.
Yes.
That was something.
That
That
dirty.
was wow.
That was dirty and vile. Thank you all for.
When I step outside, I'm wondering if I step outside right now, I'm gonna get apples thrown at me.
Probably. They're gonna call, like, shouting out bestiality and pedophilia.
Jesus Christ, man. What did we get ourselves into? This is the most disappointing end to a fanfiction. Ooh.
I don't know what to say after that. Like, thank you all for listening. Hope you actually, I hope you didn't enjoy.
I seriously hope you didn't enjoy. Yeah, I think we've bitten off more than we can chew. No fucking wordplay, because the dog, but you know.
Like,
This is a
leave
bad
the
note.
link.
You'll leave the link, will you? You let other people be exposed to this.
That's what I do every single fanfiction. I leave the link in the fanfiction or in the.
Okay, their funeral.
Yeah. So if I don't know.
Fuck.
I guess in a way we're kind of like reaching out to a whole other demographic. Technically. Rebranding.
Yeah,
We here at Cheezyactionfilmz want the pedophilic viewership and the bestiality, whatever. That's not a word. Yes, it is. Look it up. I don't know.
Okay.
But we don't support either. I want to point that out right now. I'm gonna have to like put a disclaimer in the beginning of it. More the views and ideals portrayed in this fan fiction are not supported or like conducted by the members of Cheezyactionfilmz. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're in a deep fucking hole, dude.
We're in a deep fuck. Yeah. Can't agree more.
Oh my.
Whatever.
All the illegal.
Whatever. I'm just gonna end it on that one.
Insert fucking outro.